So jumping right into this look, I am obviously so excited if you couldn't tell. If you guys don't know me, I freaking love Disney, so this is like a dream come true. But I am taking the Jackie Aina palette and I'm using that really pretty brown shade. And I'm just going to go ahead and on a fluffy brush, pop this into my crease. Going back in with that same palette, I'm taking this deep purple shade and on a smaller fluffy brush, I'm going to kind of put this all over the lid and in my crease as well. It does not have to be super opaque by any means, but you definitely want to make sure you just have a nice even layer, and then obviously make sure that you blend the two shades together just as good as you can. I am then going to pop on a little dainty wing, and you guys, that transition, I was so proud of that. And then I'm going to take a black kohl liner and I'm going to ever so lightly line where my eyelashes grow. So not my waterline, not on my lower lash line, where my eyelashes grow. And then to make my eyes appear bigger, kind of like a Disney princess, I'm going to line my waterline with some white liner. I then decided to add a little bit more bronzer, and as you guys saw, I did start with my base already done just to save time because you're going to do that however you want to, but I felt like I could use a little bit more warmth, so I did add some more bronzer here. I popped on a pair of lashes and then I went in with the NYX Soft Matte Lip Cream in San Paulo. Then last but not least, to finish off this look, I'm just going to pop on a peachy pink blush, and Elsa's look is literally that simple, you guys. Like, her look is not hard at all. So for those of you who want to go as regular Elsa for Halloween, that is all you are going to need to do. It is truly that simple. And what I think is great about this is if you need to wear the makeup to work for whatever reason, then you can, because it's totally appropriate, and then put your costume on when you get home. But more importantly, we are going to jump into goring up Elsa. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take this blue highlighter that I have that I literally only use for occasions like this, and I'm going to pop this on my cheekbones as well as like my shoulders and my chest for just a really fun, you know, frozen kind of look. And then I'm taking the Nicole Guerrero highlighting kit and I'm using the whitest shade in there, and I'm going to pop this on the high points of my cheeks just for some extra dimension, as well as all the other places that you normally highlight. So my nose, my forehead, my chin, and again I also use this on my shoulders and my chest just because it's so beaming, and obviously we want to look as frosty as possible. I then take that same white highlighter and I also pop that on my inner corners just for an extra pop. And then I go in with this silver pressed glitter, and these pressed glitters are so nice, you guys, because they really don't require a glitter glue. They just kind of stick where you need them, which is great. And so I'm using this just for some extra texture, an extra pop of a little something something. And when the light hits it, obviously it kind of glimmers like ice or icicles. So I thought it was just a super fun touch. And then I also put this on my chest as well. So now we're going to start using the liquid latex, and like I always say, if you've never used it before, please do a patch test on your wrist before ever putting this on your face, just to make sure you don't have any sort of reaction to it. But I am just picking random locations where my frostbite is going to be taking over, and I'm putting down a few layers of liquid latex. So you're going to put down a layer and let it dry in between, and then do that 3 or 4 times. And then after it dries the last time, you can start picking your holes in it. And this is going to be showcasing that like second layer of exposed skin. Now I will say I did let my final layer dry a little too long, I think, because it should not be this difficult to poke holes in it if, you know, it's a little more wet, I guess. But it worked out well for me because I liked how it pulled my skin and made it look kind of wrinkly and dried up. So I wasn't mad at it, but just don't get distracted like I did. And I'm doing the same thing over here, and I wanted to leave this part in because what you're going to see happen is I was trying to poke holes in it, and I ended up pulling the latex up and off my face in a manner where I couldn't really make it work. And I wanted you guys to see this because I want you guys to know that this is so easy to fix should this happen to you. Because of the nature of this look, it's easy to just have to peel it off. It doesn't really do anything to the skin, and then you can just re-put the layer down. And I want you guys to know that, like, things don't work out for me on the first go round either. Like, you just have to take your time and play with it and you will be totally fine. And so now what I'm going to be doing is taking a black eyeshadow on a fluffy brush, and we are going to start making, you know, the skin look like it's getting all frostbitten. So you're going to want to take that shadow and buff it all over the latex and then also around the surrounding skin. And do not forget the inside of your lips either, because I'm sure those are going to be turning black and blue as well. Going in with my Mehron Bruise Wheel, I'm taking the reddish brown shade and I'm going to start putting this in all the little holes that we created in the latex. Again, this is the second layer of exposed skin, so it's going to be red and irritated at first. And then so it doesn't have the color of like bright red blood, I'm taking a little bit of the black in that same palette and just kind of dusting over it a little bit to kind of mesh it better with the black all over it. And then now we're going to start doing some veins. So I'm using a grayish shade and then a blue shade, as you can see, and I kind of just mix and match them how I feel. And on a really, really tiny brush, I'm just kind of putting them all over the face and down the neck. And when it comes to doing veins, less is definitely more. Try to refrain from dipping in your brush a lot, or else it'll look too heavy and very, very fake. And then also just think of veins as like, you know, trees. So you want to start with a base and then kind of build off that. And, you know, more pressure at the base, less pressure at the tip, kind of a thing. Just play around with it. This is your time to shine and have a little bit of fun. And then now for the icicle. So I'm going to be using Prosade and White Rock Candy, and I'm going to be sticking this on my face. So first things first, Prosade is safe for the hairs, so do not be worried about it. But if you are going to use Prosade, you must have Prosade remover because it's so freaking sticky. Trust me, I have all of that stuff linked down below so you can check it out there. But I'm pretty much just trying to get pieces of rock candy to stick to my face. It is trial and error because rock candy does not have flat sides. So as you can see, it was all I could do to get some of this stuff to stick to my eyebrows. But again, I wanted you guys to see this stuff because it takes time. Don't get frustrated. Get it on there. But I stick it all over my brows, and I also stick it on my eyelashes. Now, if you're not going to do the regular ELSA makeup, I would highly suggest that you stick the rock candy on your eyelashes when they are off your face, so that way you don't accidentally get it in your eye. So definitely do as I say, not as I'm doing here, but also keep in mind that this is going to ruin this pair of lashes. So don't use something super expensive unless you're going to get rid of them right after. Last but not least, you're going to want to make sure that you put some where moisture would naturally gather. So that would be the lips, the corner of the nose, as well as the eyes. Anyways, you guys, this is my take on a frostbitten Elsa. It appears that the cold did in fact bother her, so I really hope that you enjoyed watching. Definitely give it a thumbs up if you did, and let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments section below. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and I hope you have a happy Halloween. Bye! Camera.
That got in your face. Sorry. Difficult. She's like, poor Elsa. That was.
Knocked off my other one.